video, then girl, I have got a treat for you. I don't know if you girls are acne prone, hormonal, cystic acne prone skin like I am, but I have pretty much always been my entire life. Girl, if you are new here, it's Bianca, okay? Your favorite 31-year-old mom of 2 toddler little boys, okay? And I decided to switch it up this time, okay? I decided to switch it up from our, vlogs, our mom chats, our chit chats, our girl chats, our fitness content, girl, all of the things. The kids are here. So, girls, and I am just coming to you girls with a good product review about the many facial cleansers that I have used pretty much for the last year and a half related to my hormonal acne, cystic acne. And girl, I wrote everything down on a cue card. It's the morning time, girl, so make sure that you grab you something to drink, girl. Make sure you tap that like button. Make sure you subscribe if any part of the video resonates with you. If you girls have used these products before, if you want to share some of your experiences and your feedback down below, girl, welcome, okay? I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. How the video is gonna flow is pretty much just, all of the active ingredients, the key benefits, key ingredients, all of that stuff is just gonna be like on the screen somewhere, while I just pretty much talk to you guys about my personal sentiments. And all of the important stuff is gonna be on the screen from the website. That way I'm not spending too much time, girl, trying to pronounce 12 character words and trying to, come on camera and make it seem like, girl, I don't know how to enunciate, articulate, or talk, okay? So, I have water in my cup, girl. It's in the morning time. It's like 10 a.m., okay? So, what else would be in my cup? Just a little bit about me. I have always had acne. I've had acne ever since middle school. I'm 31, okay? And I've tried all the things, girl. I've tried Proactive, I've tried Ordinary, I've tried, drugstore, I've tried Oxy, I've tried like so many different things. If you've had similar outcomes, similar experiences with any of these products, girl, drop a comment down below. Without further ado, girl, let's get into it. Okay, loves, first cleanser that we're gonna talk about just right off the rip is one of my favorite cleansers. It's called the Cetaphil Daily Cleanser, okay? Girl, this is a goodie. This is such a goodie, and it's one of those where you'll use it like, throughout your, facial care regimen. It'll go in, it'll go out, and you'll just really forget like how good it is. So this is literally my recommended most favorite cleanser. I love it for just a daily cleanser. I love the way that this cleanser gives me like that Botox effect. It makes my skin like really bright, and I have such a unhealthy relationship with skincare, like where if my skin doesn't feel stripped, if it doesn't have like that Botox effect, it almost seems like that the product is not really working, when in all actuality that's really not the case, right? I just think that I have had such an unhealthy relationship with skincare, but this product, the texture is like a gel-like texture, like gel texture. When you're putting it on, it's not really fragranted. When I'm applying it to my skin, I love letting it just get like tacky, really working it into my skin, then slowly adding in a little bit of water to kind of really move around the product. I love this so much. My skin loves this. When I finish with the Cetaphil Daily Cleanser, my skin just feels supple, it's bouncy, it's bright, it's clean, without me having to wash it like 2 and 3 times. So, my skin really loves this. I love the way that this minimizes my pores. So that's a huge thing for oily skin types. It's a huge thing for people that are acne prone skin, oily, extra oily sebaceous glands, extra oil production from the sebaceous glands, girl. It's very important for my pores to appear smaller than what they are, because, just if you have oily skin or are oily prone, then, your pores are enlarged, or, what seems to be enlarged, visibly on the face. So this particular cleanser, the Cetaphil Daily Cleanser, it definitely, shrinks and minimizes my pores. I love it. Also, if I have a lot of like gunk in my face, like a lot of pimples, whiteheads, whatever, this particular cleanser is really good at extracting that out, so bringing that gunk to the surface without even having to pick at my face or pop my face. It doesn't burn my face. The only reason I even stopped using it literally was for one reason, just one reason. I just wanted my face to have hydration. Like, so I guess I was looking for like a one-stop shop. So that's the only reason that I stopped using the cleanser, was because after I got done, I cannot say that my skin felt like really hydrated after. And that was the only thing that I was looking for, which kind of, so I just, girl, next card. Girl, the next one is the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, right? So this one was the daily. This one is the Gentle Skin Cleanser. When you're acne prone, you're pretty much always recommended like a gel cleanser or like a gentle skin cleanser. Baby, this one is a complete waste of time. It's 4.3 stars rated on their website, and it's a complete waste of time. This product literally just like sits on top of the skin. And that's what I have here on my cue card. Like, this cleanser is very hydrating. I think it has tons of like glycerin and, you know, all of that, but this literally just sits on top of the skin. It doesn't really penetrate. It doesn't extract the gunk from out of my skin. It does not minimize pores at all. It does not make my skin feel really cleansed after. It does not make my skin feel very bright. It does not, like, girl, the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser is the complete opposite of the Cetaphil Daily Skin Cleanser. And I get so upset every time I go into Target, Walmart, and I accidentally pick up the Gentle Skin Cleanser in the Cetaphil brand versus the Daily Skin Cleanser in the Cetaphil brand. I get so upset. And because it's just a complete waste of time. I do not recommend this personally. For me, if you are acne prone, this is not going to lessen your breakouts. It's not going to, you know, help prevent future breakouts. It's not going to, and I don't think that it's marketed towards that. I'm just saying, you know, while the Daily Skin Cleanser in Cetaphil, I don't feel like was marketed towards, you know, acne prevention either, but it just had a couple of added benefits that just so happened to help my acne. So I have on here that it's a last resort, and that's exactly it. Like, this is a last resort. This is if you have gone out of town and you have forgotten your normal, you know, go-to. This is the last resort. You go pick it up from the store, girl. This product is really not soluble. What is it? Soluble or like permeable? So, like, it doesn't penetrate the skin, and I think that that's what we said. Pores are still enlarged after the wash, doesn't bring my bumps to a head. The texture is very liquidy. Yeah, let me talk about that. I do not like the texture of the Gentle Skin Cleanser. It is very much so very liquidy, and so like it comes out of the thing kind of fast. I don't like anything about this particular product. No luster, no bounce, do not recommend. Next. Okay, now make sure you're comfortable, girl. I'm trying to move quick, okay? I'm trying to move quick. Okay, the next one on our list, the Epiclar. So this one is a 4.3 stars rated on their website. And I have on my cue cards that this cleanser is literally like a suction cup. And I think that that's literally what I was just about to say. Girl, when I talk about how this Gentle Skin Cleanser in the Cetaphil brand did not extract any gunk out of my face, girl, this La Roche-Posay Effaclar literally extracts all the gunk out of my face. I mean, it's constantly pulling it out. It's every single day, like every single day. And I think that it had got to the point where, like, oh, I'm like, okay, like the way that this product commands the gunk and impurities to come out of your face, like, it's ridiculous. And it got to the point where it was like constantly every single day, new whiteheads. And, you know, I think that they say that, you know, those are the breakouts that are just lying underneath, you know, like the dermis of the skin that are waiting to come out. But the thing about it is when it gets to a certain point, you're kind of expecting it to move into or shift into preventing future breakouts. Girl, with the Epiclar, it was just non-stop pulling gunk out of my face. So every single day I would have new pimples to pop, and it just seemed like it never went away. It was never ending. I love how this cleanser made my skin feel very like cleansed after the like initial wash. So, and that's the thing. When you're a mom, you're busy, you're on the go, girl, it is not like we have 30 minutes just for skincare in the morning, not when you got to get yourself ready and got to get 2 kids ready out the door to school. So having a cleanser that's a one-stop shop is really important to me. So being able to, know that my skin is cleansed, visibly cleansed, as well as it feels cleansed after the initial wash. I think that the Cetaphil Daily Cleanser and as well as this La Roche-Posay Effaclar really does the trick. This cleanser did have like mild sensation. Like there was definitely mild sensation when, first trying this cleanser. To the cleanser's benefit, I was using this in conjunction with a lot of other retinols, or not a lot of retinols, but a retinol, as well as probably some other actives at the time. But after a while, my face got used to it. Targeted for acne-prone skin. A lot of the La Roche-Posay products have like the thermal spring water feature, and keep in mind that I told you guys I was looking for a cleanser like a one-stop shop, right? Gave the Botox effect, extracted impurities, extracted the gunk out of my face, prevented future breakouts, didn't, upset my skin barrier, added hydration, made it look bouncy. And so I was just looking for so many different things. And, the thermal spring water, I felt like in the beginning it really started to work. I even went and picked up like that separate spray mist for added hydration. And at first I thought it was really working, for about a week, 2 to 3 weeks. And then I was just like, wait, is this breaking my skin out? Like, is the spring water effect breaking my skin out? So I don't know. So eventually it came to a halt with this one. But, in general, the texture of this one is really kind of thick. It smells very clean. So there is a slight scent. It smells very clean. And when you're working this one into your face, because it's a bit thicker, you definitely need to slowly add in like those driplets of water to go ahead and really like work it into your face. I would say that this wasn't my skin's favorite, but it was really creamy and it definitely was effective in its own lane, okay? Our next card, girly, is the La Roche-Posay Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser. Girl, talk about spa in a bottle. Girl, talk about spa in a bottle. It's so good. I may have to run it back in a while, right? Because I feel like after a while my skin just gets like really used to the ingredients and it just stops performing. The ingredients just stop performing, but I think that that's, normal. But girl, we are talking about the La Roche-Posay Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser for oily skin, the one that comes in that like kind of like transparent blue, aqua blue bottle with the white pump. They have a lot of variations of it. I think they have like a creamy, I think they have a gel, I think they have, one that's like an oil-based cleanser, in the yellow and with the blue top. But, this is just the regular one. And I think all the girls have used this by now. And if you have not used this, girl, I definitely recommend you using this. My sister put me onto this like 2-3 years ago. I think 3 years ago now. And the first time that I used this cleanser, I just could not stop washing my face. It gives spa, girl, immediately, girl. It gives spa immediately. The application is thick enough and it's not thin enough. It's not like heavily scented. The application goes on like seamlessly, and it immerses into this like foam that literally makes you just want to keep rubbing your face. And at this particular time, I was a little less prone to breakouts. I feel like my skin was really flourishing while I was using the La Roche-Posay Purifying Cleanser. Like, it's 4.3 stars on their website. On my cue card, I have that I love that my pimples and whiteheads came to a head after the first wash, so after the initial wash. That's really big for me. So my skin did feel clean. The application was thick. So I feel like this cleanser really just kind of did its job. It's very spa-like. I can say that, it's a bit hydrating, but not super hydrating. I feel like the cleanser does exactly what the cleanser advocates for it to do. I feel like it is purifying. I feel like, it did make my skin feel clean after the initial wash. I feel like, I don't feel like this one really extracted the gunk out of my face maybe as much as like the Effaclar did. But again, Effaclar is targeted for acne prone skin, okay? I think that this one is just like a purifying cleanser. I think it's also supposed to be gentle, and so definitely recommended by my dermatologist when I was seeing a dermatologist in my hometown. And so spa-like, definitely gave my skin that Botox effect. I mean, you know, so girl, if that's what you're looking for and you just need a gentle cleanser, you just need something purifying, foamy, you know, and still does give a little bit of hydration, then you should definitely check out this one. Then I definitely recommend that one for you, girl, okay? Okay, now I want to know you ladies' thoughts on this. Okay, so the J-Lo products. Why is nobody talking about the J-Lo products? And I told y'all like a gazillion vlogs ago. My first time at the Sephora in Lenox, or my first time being introduced to the J-Lo brand products, was at Sephora in Lenox in Buckhead. And the sales rep literally said, girl, I don't know why these products are not selling, but they're not selling. J-Lo's products are eventually about to, you know, get kicked out of Sephora. And she literally put the vitamin serum like on my face, and girl, the world lit up, like my face lit up. So because of that, I wanted to try some other products. In this video, girl, I'm keeping my word, okay? I'm keeping my word, and I'm only talking about cleansers. This is the J-Lo That Hit Single, okay? That Hit Single is the cleanser out of her brand. It's 4.5 stars on her website, girl. The packaging was super cute, okay? All of this, she has like this like rose gold, like illuminous, like shiny packaging. So packaging is super cute, okay? On everything is super cute. And I hate that I had to start off with this. I love the gosh, what is it, the moisturizer. I love the serum. Like it just was the face wash that just really wasn't doing it for me. The sentiments for this one are similar to the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, that one that's like the last resort. I don't have to have this face wash, okay? I think that if you're a collection type of individual, and I am, like, so if I have like a face wash, a cleanser, you know, whatever, I like it to all be within the same, you know, package or the same, you know, brand. I'm like that with my shampoo and conditioner as well. So this one, you know, I feel like it just didn't do too much. I feel like it's not a must-have. I feel like it cleansed my skin, kind of. I feel like I had to go in a second time to cleanse, and I don't really like that. I know it's not a problem with double cleansing. In a lot of cases you should double cleanse, but I don't want to feel like I have to double cleanse, right? And so with the J-Lo Hit Single, as well as the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, girl, I get them mixed up. You know, I don't want to feel like I have to go back in with a second wash. You know, I just couldn't really tell what the J-Lo cleanser was supposed to do. Really neutral on this cleanser. Again, the only reason I would even recommend this cleanser is because, I mean, I was in love with the serum. I was in love with the moisturizer. Like, those are like next level, top tier. I can't think of any reason why her products are not selling other than they're just a bit too expensive, and maybe she should like branch out a little bit with the marketing other than just like herself. I don't know, girl. Take some tips from Riri, because the testimonial, the propaganda that Riri got going on, you know, you may need to get some of that. Neutral on this cleanser. Don't recommend, don't not recommend. So this next one, girl, everybody has raved about, baby. Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody has it. Everybody done tried it. And of course, just like always, I am late to the game, was late to the game. But girl, that's how it is when you are acne prone. When you are acne prone, baby, you be wanting to try the Fenty. You be wanting to try, you know, the Youth to the Peoples. You want to try like all the aesthetic-y things, the most recommended things. You want to just try them out. But girl, you just cannot play around with the skin. When you are acne prone, hormonal, cystic acne, baby, acne prone in general, oily skin, you cannot just play around with the skin. And I really hate that for myself. I'm not gonna lie, I really hate that for myself. But girl, coming in next is the Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach Superfood Cleanser. vitamin cleanser, okay? 4.8 stars on their website. All right, I wanted to try this cleanser so bad, obviously, because of the hype and the rave behind it. You know, I felt like because it said like spinach and superfood cleanser, vitamins, right? Girl, they know what they're doing with their marketing, okay? They knew just the right words to put on the packaging to make you want to buy this product, right? You feel like you are feeding your face. You feel like you're, you know, adding vitamins into your face, spinach, girl, so you get some greens, like all the things. Like, with this cleanser, out of all the cleansers that are in the lineup, girl, this cleanser had my skin the most bouncy, the most bright, like it. So when it says that it brightens or has the brightening appearance or effect, girl, that's absolutely what that superfood cleanser does. Girl, after like 2 or 3 days of washing my face with this superfood cleanser, girl, and I'm out the big size. I didn't get no little bitty size of this, girl, because I just knew it was going to work for my face, and I didn't even return it. Girl, after like 2 or 3 days of using the superfood cleanser, like I started to have like little bitty bumps like all over my face, like kind of like milia, but not like milia, because I knew that I don't have like milia, and I hope that I'm pronouncing that the right way. But no, like after the superfood cleanser, I like just slowly started to have like these little bitty like small texture bumps, like almost like heat bumps, you know, on my face, and I just knew that it was because of that cleanser. On my cue card, I have loved how my skin glowed. Neutral on the product, right? But I'm gonna give you guys a pro. The pro was it immediately helped with like dullness, so I could appreciate the lather. So the lather was good. The texture of it, you know, was good. It was decent. You know, it's not too thick, not too thin. You put it on. It's not like overly scented or overly fragranted. It did not burn my face. It definitely gave it that Botox effect, which is what I love. It made my skin feel clean. I did not feel like I had to go in, you know, with multiple attempts to clean my skin. It definitely made it feel, you know, very bright, very dry. My current practitioner says that, you know, when it comes down to like natural oils, you know, like some of those, I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna have to like get the word, but you know, that just simply does not work for everybody. And I am just unfortunately one of the people that it didn't work for, which is probably why I held off on getting the cleanser for so long. But girl, I'm not gonna lie, I was influenced by the entire world to get that product, got the product. Doesn't work for me, but again, my sister had it, loved it. She loves using it, and it works really well for her skin as well. And I think that she has the same sentiments. One of the cons was it didn't help with my acne, and that's a really big thing. Like, I have to have products that, you know, at least in some form or fashion tailor to my acne breakouts. And girl, you can't be adding more bumps on my face that's on top of the bumps that are already there. Like, that just cannot happen. So for me, this is a recommend if you are a normal skin type and you can play around with products, you can play around, you know, with different ingredients, then I'll recommend it for you. If you're acne prone like me, more like sensitive to, you know, products, switching up your products, and you need something that's active and geared towards acne, don't necessarily recommend. Okay, now I'm gonna have to really get with y'all on this one, okay? Now, okay, I haven't heard the girls talk about this in a while, but this CeraVe SA cleanser, that salicylic acid cleanser, is 4.6 stars on their website, girl. Baby, this is 0 stars on my website. I don't even have to look at the cue card for this. This cleanser burned my skin so bad. So bad. Immediately upon application, this burned my skin. Purchased it from Target, went home, washed my face, immediately burned my skin. I do not like the application of this product. It is so thick and it skips spots. Like, it's hard to explain. So like, if you are putting the product in your hands and like smearing it like over your face, just really trying to work it in, it's so thick and it like skips spots. So there would be like product here, and then it would skip a spot, and then product would be here. So, you know, I don't like that. I found myself having to really work it in, but girl, it burned so bad that you don't really want to work it in. Like, Here is the thing. If you are acne prone, you are either a benzoyl peroxide person or you're a salicylic acid person, right? I think that those are the two large umbrella categories that we can pretty much like bucket ourselves into. I am a benzoyl peroxide type of person, okay? I think that that's been proven, you know, throughout the years, whether that was me using the adapalene and benzoyl, which is like the Epiduo, which is, or the Oxy that you would get from, you know, drugstore, or whatever it is. I am a benzoyl peroxide type of person, and I think that just now recently salicylic acid is just like really trending in the skincare world, especially because you know it offers like exfoliation as well into the cleanser. But girl, this salicylic acid burned my face. Pre-retinol, right? Pre-retinol, this burned my face, meaning that I was not using any other actives when I was trying out this cleanser. I washed my face for probably 2 to 3 days with that salicylic acid cleanser and immediately just stopped using it. It made my skin burn. It made my skin sensitive. It made it red. It made it so many things. Now, I can say on my cue card, so I'm always going to give a pro, that it, because of the SA, because of the light exfoliation, it did make my skin feel really smooth after, girl. So whatever it was, baby, I guess it had just burnt off the texture, because my skin did feel really smooth, immediately smooth after I washed off the cleanser from my face. I would say that this completely damaged my skin barrier, like in 3 days. I can't really say that it helped with my acne, but I also wasn't using it long enough. 3 days is not long enough, but it burned so bad. I follow Dr. Alexis Stevens, a cute, black, beautiful dermatologist on YouTube, and she just kind of says that, you know, you really shouldn't be using stuff that's like gonna burn your skin. This is a no for me. I do not recommend this to anyone who is acne prone. If you used it down below and you had similar sentiments, or even if you had like different sentiments other than that, girl, just comment down below. Let me know what you think of that one. Girl, the next one is the Panoxyl Acne Foaming Wash. I think all of us have either picked that up from Walgreens before, or either, you know, just had that in our shower, in our bathroom somewhere as a grab to or a go-to. Doesn't do much for me. It never has. It is benzoyl peroxide. I don't know why the 10% or the 14% really doesn't do anything for me, but I can always say that this is a good transition cleanser. And what I mean is, when I was using that Youth to the People and I got all of those like small little milia-like, heat-like bumps on my face, I always knew that I could go back to the Panoxyl as a neutral base, as a buffer, right? Which kind of transitioned me before I got introduced to the Face Reality. Girl, we'll get there in a minute. So this one is the Max Strength. They also have like a 4% creamy acne wash. I didn't have that. I didn't see that. So I was only using like the acne foaming wash, the normal one that everybody uses. Even for my body acne, like my backne, I can't say that the Panoxyl really got rid of the bumps. I can't say that it stop them from coming. I don't know. Panoxyl, what are you supposed to be doing? I don't know. Benzoyl, antibacterial properties, which, you know, I do feel like tailors to my skin, and which is why I feel like it's always a good buffer. It definitely helped with inflammation. Okay, so pro there. Opinion, it's kind of your typical drugstore acne benzoyl cleanser that may or may not work, depending on how severe your case of acne is. That's pretty much what I feel about this one. I feel like it's a last resort. I feel like if you are out of town and you just need something for literally a day or 2 days and you're acne prone, go grab your Panoxyl if you cannot get your hands, or if you forgot your prescribed acne medications and, you know, topicals. And it's so interesting because like I could feel the 10%. I could feel the benzoyl. I could feel it on my face without like strong sensation or burning, but it just didn't work. So I was really confused. I'm like, okay, I feel it, but it's not doing anything. And I can't say that I wasn't giving it enough time. I mean, definitely throughout times in my life, I've used it consistently, but it just wasn't working. I don't really know. It did help with those small, finer bumps that came from like the Youth to the People, like we just talked about. Compared to the SA cleanser, you know, the benzoyl peroxide doesn't leave my bumps as hard. So that is something that I noticed, like when I am, you know, using a product with like salicylic acid. The salicylic acid really like makes my bumps like really hard. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's exactly what it's supposed to do. I don't know, but I don't like that. And so when I use the benzoyl peroxide, my bumps are not as hard. And you know, when you're washing your face and you already have a lot of bumps on your face, the texture, the bumps, the hardness, it's not a good feeling. I don't know how to describe it. You know, if you're a girl or a guy watching this, acne prone skin, like, you know, just when you're washing your face and you just feel all of those bumps and all that texture, it just, I mean, I don't know, it can really like make you feel like really down about yourself. And sometimes how it feels is worse than how it looks. Definitely a thing. This next one was recommended to me by my friend. My friend is like eczema prone and always has been. Like she has like eczema patches that kind of just like sit right there on her cheeks. The Dermalogica's Clearing Skin Wash. Okay, this comes in a little kit. It has like an acne medication serum, and it also has like the Dermalogica powder exfoliant, the micro exfoliant powder. So all of this came like in a little kit. I got the kit from Ulta for $50. I was convinced. I was so convinced. Like my friend has had eczema in the same spots, very textured, you know, eczema on her face since I first knew her, girl, in 2011, 2012. Baby, when I saw her earlier this year in Georgia, when I was down there for the work trip, her skin looked so smooth. Everything kind of blended so well. And she was telling me that she used this Dermalogica Clearing Skin Wash. Girl, so I went and bought it, just knew it was gonna work for my skin. I was convinced. Off the rip, the smell is medicated. Very strong medicated smell, kind of like a minty, menthol, spearmint, very fresh type of scent that you get when you're washing your face. The texture is medium, right? It's a little bit thick, it's not too thin, you know, you work it in, it's pretty normal. I would say that it's pretty consistent with all of the other consistencies of the other cleansers that we had on our cue cards. It definitely gave spa, not as much as the La Roche-Posay purifying cleanser, but it definitely gave spa. I don't know if that's because of the smell or what, but it's definitely a gel texture. You need water to work it in, rub it in. Your face does feel clean. Like after the Youth to the People, the Dermalogica Clearing Skin Wash comes in second place as far as like making my skin bright and as far as like making my skin supple, bright, and bouncy. Okay, baby, this Dermalogica definitely did that. It's a salicylic acid, lactic acid, BHA like combination. So I can say that, you know, the existing bumps that were on my face, the salicylic acid hardened those bumps. But when I was washing my face, loved the smell. That was a pro. I loved that it felt clean after the first wash. Love that it was bright, bouncy, and supple. Not really a fan of salicylic acid, but this one, unlike the CeraVe SA cleanser, this one definitely brought that gunk out of my face. So if I had existing whiteheads or pimples, it definitely brought that gunk out to the surface. Which I kind of liked, right? Definitely gave the Botox effect. Obviously, that's what I'm looking for, and my skin felt like really bright. The website lists that this one, you know, helps with like dullness. It definitely does. After about a week, I kind of just stopped using this for two reasons. One, I was about to transition into an 8-week acne regime with my practitioner. So that's that. But then also because the salicylic acid just kind of like hardened my bumps. As usual, and I really wanted to like this. Like my friend's overall complexion just looks so much better, so much brighter, so like everything. But you know, again, girl, salicylic acid just does not work for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like after this year, I'm probably not gonna ever buy anything salicylic acid again. I think that I've proven it to myself that I just cannot do salicylic acid, and I'm cool off that. Not too dry while I'm talking to the girls on the camera, girl, not too much. Not too much. Okay, girl, so now we at the last two. Oh my gosh, girl, we are at the last two, baby. If you are still here at this part of the video, go ahead, leave me a like, give us a little thumbs up. Let me know your comments down below. Go ahead, share the video with your homegirl, friend girl, you know, pass this to somebody that you know is struggling with hormonal acne, cystic acne, just acne-prone, oily-prone acne skin in general. Girl, the Face Reality Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser, 4.6 stars on their website, okay? This is part of a lineup that I just got on. It is a 8-week program with the lineup of Face Reality products targeted for my specific needs, okay? I am working with a practitioner, so girl, we are about to nip this in the bud in 8 weeks, baby, using the Face Reality products. The first time I washed my face with this, my skin did not feel clean, okay? So this is me having to relearn what having a healthy relationship with skincare is like. This is me having to repair my skin barrier. This is me, you know, actually adding hydration back into my skin, actually, you know, loving my skin after, you know, harsh vitamin A's, harsh retinols, harsh retinoids, you know, burning my face with salicylic acid, you know, burning my face with vitamin C. So this is me like relearning healthy skincare, and that's exactly what the Face Reality Balance Barrier Creamy Cleanser does. I ain't like how I had to wash my face like twice, 3 times for me. I'm like, is it clean? Like, is it clean? That is how creamy this cleanser is. So girl, sometimes you just have to watch what you ask for, because like I was wanting something very hydrating, you know, and this one definitely gives the feeling that it sits on top of your face. So you may have to go in 2 or 3 times to get it clean. I mean, I have to use this particular skin wash, but I love the fact that it's creamy. It's so creamy. The creaminess is definitely like luxury. Okay, so this one is definitely giving luxury. It's not really fragranted. You know, it's so smooth and it's so soft and it's so like creamy when you're washing your face. This kind of similar to some of the other ones in the lineup. It makes you just want to keep washing your face. Like, so the hydration, the creaminess, the thickness is definitely there. And the thing is it's not too thick. Like the texture of it, the consistency is not too thick where it's not workable into the face, right? This one definitely is, when it spreads, I don't know the chemical compound, you know, makeup of this, but it's definitely hydrating, and it definitely helped very quickly with my barrier restore. So like my facial check-ins are every 2 weeks. Sometimes we push them out to 3 weeks, but just in one session's, you know, turnaround, you know, the practitioner was basically like, yeah, your skin is looking hydrated, even just from the last visit. Your barrier's looking better, even just from the last visit. And this one helped with that. Specifically inclusive for acne-prone skin, okay, helps promote and reestablish a healthy microbiome. So this is, I think, just from their website. Smooth application, makes you want to keep washing your face. Okay, so we mentioned that this was not like heavily fragranted, but it doesn't like just smell good either. I have on here that it was like a funky smell in the beginning. It smells like glue a little bit, like when you're washing your face in the beginning. So I wasn't a big fan of the smell in the beginning. I think I've just gotten used to it now. Like the barrier balance and the hydration is like evident after washing your face with this, okay? So your skin feels like really smooth and soft after washing it with the creamy cleanser. It's definitely creamy. I would not recommend as far as like when I'm washing my face with that, it's taking me a while to wash my face. So I've definitely had to, just to make sure that I'm sticking to, you know, the regimen that I'm supposed to be doing for the 8-week program. I get up a little earlier and I'm literally just sitting there massaging my face, loving my face, putting good skincare back into my face, like protecting my skin barrier, getting that hydration, making sure that, you know, I am really washing my face. I go in several times, so I'll put it on, you know, like damp to dry skin, work that in for about a good long while. I'm not gonna lie. Then I'll add some water, work that in for a good long while. Then I'm like washing my face, actually splashing water on there for a good long while. And then I'm patting my face dry before I move on to the next step. So that one, I don't know if I recommend like as a standalone product. Maybe you want to give it a try. I don't not recommend. It's just that because I'm using it in a lineup, I don't know if I've ever would have like reached for it or purchased it if I wasn't on the lineup. I don't know. But I love how creamy it is, and I love that it gives luxury, girl. I do love that. Our last one is another CeraVe. So this is the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser, 4.7 stars on their website, baby girl. Okay, and I think that a lot of people have used this. I feel like this is a common one that I feel like I see in the girl showers. It definitely, you know, has been used by me several times over the years before. And it's the one like in like the light teal and white bottle. So the Foaming Facial Cleanser, which is also dermatologist recommended for acne prone skin, a gentle cleanser, you know, doesn't do too much. I love this because it's foamy. I love it because of the texture. I love it because of it makes my skin feel clean after the initial wash. Not heavily fragranted, does not burn my skin. I would say that I'm neutral on like as far as how it extracts the gunk, or, you know, pulls the gunk to the surface of my skin. I feel like I'm neutral. I feel like it don't do too much in that area, but I just feel like as far as, because they say that if you are also using other acne targeted products, meaning like later on down the line you have like a specific acne medication, or maybe you're using a retinol, then your cleanser doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, targeted towards acne. That's what some dermatologists say. And so, you know, a lot of the times that's why they're just recommending that we use like a gentle cleanser, and this CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser comes up a lot when you're like having those conversations and those discussions. Okay, this is a good point that we have on our cue card. So I have compared to the La Roche-Posay purifying foaming cleanser, because this one is also, you know, marketed as a foaming facial cleanser. I have that this one makes my skin feel clean and more hydrated, but not as bright as washing with the Cetaphil Daily. So a mild Botox effect that this one gives, and that makes a lot of sense, right? So I feel like the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser, you know, made my skin feel more hydrated as much as it was given hydration, compared to the La Roche-Posay, but it looks like the Cetaphil Daily is still snatching up their Botox effect. Stop using because the skin lacked luster after what? Baby, not lackluster. Okay, so you gotta trust what's on the cue card, okay? So obviously I stopped using that one because my skin just didn't have that luminous effect, that luminous glow, that bright, bouncy, supple after. But it seems that the skin was hydrated, was clean, you know, and for the most part, lather was good, and I didn't have to wash my face like multiple times. Okay, so girl, what we did, that is it. That is all for this video, girl. Once again, it's Bianca. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, baby girl. Bye.